am Nidhi Chiller, Additional Director, Lex Pips. I welcome you all to the Lex Pips interview series. Today present with us is AOR Tanya Shri. Ma'am is a practicing advocate on record in the Supreme Court of India. Hello ma'am, thanks for being with us today.
Hello Nidhi, thanks for calling me for this session.
Ma'am, you have a decent experience in the field of litigation. How would you describe your journey so far?
Yeah, 7 years is decent, or maybe a little bit less of experience. But then the journey over here has been, it actually taught me value of hard work, value for research, because when I joined freshly from law school, I used to be a mooter in my law school. So I was almost confident that, I knew most of the law points. It is at the tip of my hand. But that overconfidence was shattered when I entered into litigation, and slowly I realized that other than it's one thing to be sharp in mind, but you also have to be very hardworking, very diligent with your work, and very organized with your work. So far so good. I really like the experience, and I enjoy my work a lot.
Oh, great to hear that, ma'am. Ma'am, what were the factors that motivated you to choose law?
Okay, so the factors, not factors particularly, but there was one personal incident that had happened in my family. One of my cousin was very well educated at that point of time, had gotten married, and in that marriage she suffered so much that it made me think that I had taken up the choice of maths, and I was intending to pursue engineering in future. At that point of time, when I saw her in such a dreadful marriage, it was at that point of time that I realized that other than having educational qualification, you must be aware of your rights. So suppose you happen to be stuck in such a situation, what is the way out? Because then if you see, the litigation is a very lengthy journey for a non-litigant person, right? We lawyers are used to it, so we don't realize it particularly, but then getting stuck in a bad marriage for 10 years is is a kind of experience that actually shook me. So that is a time that I thought, okay, fine, I'll take up law.
All right, ma'am. My next question to you is, what are some of the challenges you faced during the initial years of your career?
So since I'm from a non-lawyers background, first generation lawyer, so that there are two things that I would like to stress upon. There were two things that I faced particular problems with. One was time. So you're hard pressed for time. You have to do a lot of work. You have to learn a lot. So in order to learn a lot, you have to do a lot of work. And money. So initially you don't get paid a lot because you're a raw, fresh junior. To a certain extent, I might agree that lawyers, or especially law graduates who are passing out from colleges freshly, they don't have on-hand experience of which is required in field of litigation. But still, the payment is very very less. At times, you feel very demotivated that you see your friends who are from a similar background doing way better than you. So at that point of time, yes, these two things were the main factors which had bowed me down at times.
Ma'am, since you are advocate on record, many students aim at clearing the AOR examination too. What would be your advice to them, and how difficult is it to clear the examination?
See, if you are practicing in Supreme Court, then I can safely say it's not a very difficult examination, because then you will be already well versed. The requirement of AOR examination is that you have to be 5 years of experience, 1 year of training, right? So you will be already well versed with the practice and procedure part of it. Most of the judgments that are being delivered in the Supreme Court recently, right? So they are in themselves a law at that point of time. So only thing that you would require, there are two things at presently that you will require, is first that you have to be organized with your studies, and secondly you have to get down to practice writing, because our system has become so that we have lost the habit of writing it down. So the examination papers are lengthy, yes. You will know the answers because you have been drafting all the petitions, SLPs, transfer petitions, everything. You will know it for sure. The only thing is that you shouldn't lack in the practice, and it depends how much you would want to study. Studying time and period also varies according to person to person. most of the people who clear examination, they study for 1 to 2 months of focus study, especially during the summer vacation. And I think that will make you sail through safely.
Ma'am, how important is it to go through the judgments regularly?
I would say very important, because law is evolving every single day. So if you take example for, if you take the recent example of Hindu Succession Act. So if someone would have asked me an opinion regarding, what is my right as a girl in a Hindu Kopasali family. So I would have asked when were you born? Were you born before 2005 or after 2005? But then when this judgment by Justice Mishra has come up in August, now the law has changed completely. So any woman who has born in Hindu joint family will be a co-pastor by birth, right? So in order to advise your clients in the initial stage of litigation, also to give them correct advice, you have to be well versed with the judgments. There is no way out of it.
Very truly said, ma'am. Ma'am, since you earlier told that you have 7 years of experience in the field of litigation, so what is the most memorable case you have dealt so far?
See, there was one when I joined litigation. I had joined Mr. Abhinav Mukherjee. He was my first boss, and I had learned a lot from him. So the first case, not first case, but one matter in which he had put me in was a Bihar Commission matter, in which Supreme Court had appointed Justice S.B. Sinha as a arbitrator for a matter regarding appointment and fraud in appointment of teachers in state of Bihar. That was such a humongous matter. It didn't, not only it taught service law, education law to a fresher, raw fresher, it also taught me a very important aspect which we at times tend to neglect. That aspect is legal management. When you start off your office, you have to be aware as to how your files have to be maintained, how diligently your accounts have to be maintained. All of this, apart from learning service law and briefing seniors regularly, I also learned it in that matter. That was one fresh matter, and that had taught me a lot. My boss used to tell me also that you will learn a lot from this. At that point of time, I was like, I have to see how all of this has to be managed and everything. But now I think I'm thankful when I started my practice. Yes, it comes at just as an act, and it is as important, because what happens is in offices we are used to everyone else giving you a setup. In that setup you are working, but when you get to set up an entire practice, you have to also realize that you have to focus on certain things and how that has to be managed. That is an equally important part of litigation, which is more I think most of the times is not given that much of importance by people.
Ma'am, my next question to you is, what are the some of the skills that are required to be a good litigator?
First thing that I would say is sincerity. You have to be sincere for your work. Since law is an ever evolving subject, there may be times that when you might not know the correct or straightforward answer to a problem. But then this is one area which can be dealt with by sincere efforts and research. That is one of the requirements. That is one of the basic criteria for you to success, even think of continuing in law. That's one. Second is, if you intend to go into argument side, if you intend to be an arguing counsel, right? So then you have to have that think on your feet thing. There have been times when a mere suggestion has led to granting of relief, right? So you have to think out of the box.
Great to hear that, ma'am. Ma'am, being a lawyer, how difficult is it for you to maintain a balance between personal and professional life? And how do you cope up with the work stress?
See, initially, in my initial years, I used to find it very difficult because that's maybe it was personal to me, but I was not very organized. So law has definitely taught me organization and the importance of organization. Okay, and to maintain work-life balance, it's very important that suppose you have a court hearing tomorrow, you be prepared for it at least 2 days in advance, because your causes comes up at least 2 to 3 days in advance. You have to be well versed with it. Be very organized. Organization will save a lot of time. But then yes, even with utmost organization in your initial years, you will not get enough of time for sure, because you have conferences, you have to brief seniors according to their schedule. So that much of change you will have to accommodate, and it is actually tough to take out time for your personal life. But then you have to be very, very disciplined with regard to this. Only discipline and sincerity will make you sail through it.
Ma'am, what's your opinion on the NLU and non-NLU divide existing today?
Uh, Personally, I have many friends in NLU, so they have and I am from a non-NLU background. My college is Symbiosis Law School. So, in terms of exposure, yes, in college they get tremendous amount of exposure, way beyond what we receive in our Symbiosis, in our private institutions. But once you enter profession, initially, yes, as a non-NLU, right, maybe it will be hard for you. But if you put in effort, if you sincerely stick to it, I think it's an open sea, and however much you put hard work into it and with intelligence, right, you will be able to sail through. After a certain point of time, it does not make that much of difference.
Truly put forth, ma'am. Ma'am, on a concluding note, what would be your suggestions to the budding lawyers?
My suggestion is that, in your law schools, try and intern at as many places as you can, and as many varied places as you can, because you never know what you think of as a corporate law. You might land up liking the transactional side of it. You never know. That's one thing. And assuming after interning and you come to a decision that you want to enter into litigation, be sure that initial 3 to 4 years will be very, very tough. It will be tough. Even after that, I'm not saying that you will be able to easily sail through it, but 3 to 4 years will be very tough. You will have to put in a lot of effort. And litigation is not only knowing the law, it's also about how to get that law into motion. So the procedural aspect is also very important, and for that you will have to work hard.
Ma'am, thank you for being with us. It was really an interactive session. I'm extremely thankful to you for being with us and sharing your experience. Hope this also helps the upcoming lawyers. I'm really thankful to you.
Thank you, Nidhi. It was a great session speaking with you.